Right.
Who got the minutes?
You wanna set,
Oh, you got
set
them.
that time or not?
You can set it if you want to.
Well,
Gordon, I,
Looks like they took the screw out of the post. Be the first to say that.
but they were putting, you know, these monitors up.
Well, I didn't see
They'll
that.
be connected into this here fairly shortly so that everybody can see
Don't need a clock.
so everybody in the gallery will be able to see what's being put up on the screen and try and step into the 21st century. We'll see.
Lucky we have that big column in the middle of the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a screen we're supposed to look at?
No, not right now.
No,
It's just,
Oh, okay.
they're just about to have everything done. It's just not quite there yet. All right, we will call the Grant County Drainage Board to order March 28, noting all 5 members are present. And first item on our agenda is the approval of minutes.
I guess. I finally got them read.
You were here and you approved.
Yeah.
You're making that motion. Who?
Yeah,
If that's a motion, I guess I'll second it.
You guess you'll second it. Kenny has guessed he'll make a motion, and Pat has guessed he'll second that.
Do we want that on the record?
And I guess I'm.
I don't have any problem with you putting that in there just for a little humor. All right. We have motion with support. Any questions, comments, editorial corrections? Hearing none, all those in favor would say aye. Aye. Those abstaining?
Abstain.
Carried 4 to 1 abstention. All right. Next item up, we've got a few batches of claims. Jim?
The first two is Chuck Sewer and Drain, $600 on the Stobie ditch. And Bragg Excavating, $450 on the Rob tile. $72,000 in the Rob fund.
The question is, since the Stobie,
Yeah, why are we paying on the stove if there's no maintenance?
that's what we need to do to get on maintenance. I mean,
It's technically a regulated drain. It's just not
Right.
been assigned any money, and that's the next one east of the Rob, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I'll have trouble finding the watershed. I mean, trying to figure out who's all in that would be the problem.
We gotta have a hearing.
Trying to find the tile's a problem.
Right. Until sewage blows up.
I reckon we have to have a hearing to.
Yeah, we would, Kenny. Chuck said they've got septic tanks out there, but that's all they have. And then, you got the Stobie,
Probably.
and you got the Climber Coleman, which is, they both run at a northwest angle through that part of town.
I guess my question is, how much money have they spent on the Stobie that we're not gonna recover? What's the history?
Oh, I don't know the total. Mary could work on that.
It's not as bad as Rob ditch. I mean,
Right.
there were times where we were putting $35,000, $40,000 out to clean out those pipes.
We're gonna be getting more bills on the Rob tile, cause, Chuck
Which
just
one
got
of
it
these?
open.
We was talking about it one of the last couple of meetings, that some other sewer company come out and couldn't handle the job and had to call Chuck's. Is that this one?
That's probably the road.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll be getting a bill on that one. And this is what, Bragg Excavating come out and helped him run their sewer jet. And now that line's down, it's farther down. He's got it running, but the little catch basin where you turn to go in Colonial Park is collapsed. It had a metal, corrugated metal, and it's all fallen in. So he's got a utility location. We're gonna put that in.
Well, that's a.
We're gonna put it in a little bigger so you can get a
That's on the
sewer
Rob,
jet.
though.
Yeah, it's on the Rob tail.
On the rock, though.
I don't wanna, if she gets a chance, just look back and see how much money we spent
You want me
on it.
to email you or call you with that?
Just, when next meeting, just what we
We'll have
spent. Yeah, just,
It
I'll
hasn't
get
been a
that
whole
for you.
lot, but it's been, it adds up over the years.
yeah.
So this, back on the Rob tile, that's, what's in the fund is about maxed out, right?
Yeah, I think it's a shut off.
It's shut
We
off.
really need to look at taking some of that and starting to replace that tile,
Do a next section.
because it's,
Yeah.
what's left in Home Avenue is gonna break down. What's back behind the homes will continue to break down over the next few years. And now that we've got some money, I don't know how far we can get, but we really need to start looking at, rather than letting that fund shut off and just
Yeah.
putting Band-Aids on it.
Did they line
Yeah,
part
it's
of
not gonna collect in 23.
We replaced part of it.
What
The city
size is that?
City, yeah.
You completely replaced
Big chunk of it, yeah.
Because didn't they try to line it?
Yeah, we looked at lining
And
it,
that
but there's
wasn't
not enough tiles there to
feasible.
line.
What size tile is that up there?
I think it's a 15 in home. Behind the houses, it's like a 6, but along Home Avenue, I think it's a 15, which ought to be replaced with a 12. I mean, PVC now.
So how do we go about that? Like you said, not let it shut off so we can get it. How do we do that?
I think we just get some quotes and see,
How far
you know, I don't
we
know
get.
that we can get to the next manhole out there in Home Avenue, but maybe we look at spending, what can we get for $40,000 to $50,000 and
Could you look at,
replace that section.
could you look at your maps and tell us what you think the footage
That way it
figure
keeps
is
it going.
Yeah, we need to, that needs it out there.
Yeah.
with your
Is that
guidance?
something you do a sealed bidding for then? Or just do quotes?
She's asking, could we just do quotes on that, or is that to be bid?
Doesn't have to be 75,000.
Yeah, 75 is, but it probably needs to be sealed quotes. And I think you can go with the 3 local guys. And others if they're interested, but you don't have to advertise it or anything like that because it's not above the 75.
We could go 70.
Well, some of that's gonna get spent, and I think you wanna leave a little bit.
You better
in the
leave
fund.
some for emergency.
So I wouldn't, you know, I'd try and leave about 20,000 in the fund for breaks and collapses.
Pat, do we ask utilities to look and target a spot for us, or do we ask Jim to do that?
I can go back and take a look.
You know,
As
as
far
far
as
as
I
some guidance
know-
for Pat.
Yeah, the utilities probably know more about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As far as I know, I just start at the north end and start going south with it as the money comes in, and just keep replacing it.
We cut off right about 35th Street or at the entrance to Colonial? How far down did we get?
I don't know, it was either at the north end of Colonial or right between the 2 drives is where the city stopped.
Have to figure how many footage and how much money you're gonna have to.
Yeah.
Tile's getting high priced anymore.
Well, if you can give us a little bit of direction, then we can ask for bids once we know, hey, we got 100 feet or we got 200 feet or
Yeah.
whatever we can do.
Yeah, we don't want to let it shut off.
Yeah, because it's gonna be a few $100,000 to actually replace everything. And so we'll never have that in there at one time, so we just need to start piecing it out.
Okay, we've got those first 2 claims that we need to deal with.
I move we pay these first 2 claims.
Second.
Motion, Mr. Cox, second, Mr. Goff, to pay the first 2 claims as presented. Other discussion on either one of those? Hearing none, all those in favor would say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed no, abstaining, we're good there. Okay, next section, sir.
Cook Excavating, $1,950 on Pipe Creek, $159,000 in the fund. Cook Excavating, $2,405 on Pipe Creek, and Cook Excavating, $985 on Pipe Creek. This was on the Ken Jones property, section 34, near Mirror. And the Sheets property,
These log jams.
yeah, this is all dead trees down in the channel. And the Roger Bailey property was a 2,405. This is just pulling out dead trees and piling them up. This is the last bill he had was the Miller property south of 18, and this is running north of 18 through the next 3 properties. And he talked about flying a drone. Roger Bailey used to run a 4-wheeler to look for him. All the farmers are familiar with it, so. He's got a machine out there now looking for the log jams farther down. Then Miami County is taking care of a big one that Mitch actually found out of the county, about 2 county roads, and I think he's using Eric Bragg on that one, Miami County Surveyor, because he's done other work for him up there. So we'll be getting a bill for that eventually.
I make a motion, we pay these 3 claims.
Motion, Mr. Goff.
Second.
Second, Mr. Cox. Any other discussion? One looks good, we can cover it. All those in favor would say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those abstaining? Carried 4 to 1 abstention. And last but not least,
The Chronicle Tribune, $19.80 on the Milner Moon, $26,000 in the fund.
right, and that's for our public meeting regarding vacating, is that correct?
Right.
Okay.
Move we pay this claim.
Second.
Motion, Mr. Cox, second, Mr. Cates. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor would say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And those abstaining.
Aye.
Carried 4 to 1 abstention. All right. That covers our bill paying. Old business, Little Crane Pond. I have not dealt with the resolution on that. We've been working on trying to get some money for Hummel Creek situation, part that is not covered by our court fees. So I will report, even though we've taken it off there, that the Hummel Creek situation, we're asking $200,000 from ARPA funds. That can be used for sewer drain projects, and so we would, I was told by the county council president that he would not appropriate general funds for that, that we should take it out of ARPA, so that'll be the process that we'll be starting here probably next week.
Okay.
We do have pond ordinance on the old business. Ryan, do you have anything that you need to update us on?
There he is.
No, I plan on, we canceled our meeting in April, so I plan on taking it to the area plan commission, at the May meeting.
Okay, so we will wait to hear from you till May then.
Yep.
Okay, appreciate it.
Yep.
Other old business. Talked about the pond, Little Crane, it's getting our lawyers together. And we talked about Hummel. Okay, let's go to new business. Solms Ditch, Deborah Sullivan maintenance request. Jim, will you?
Yeah, we have 2 fingers that comes up to 38th Street that were built years ago. The ditch is in her backyard. And then across is where we done all the riprap work. That's what gets the majority of the water on her neighbor. And then it crosses the lane. She'd like some riprap work done, and I haven't looked at it, but she's got some pictures for us to look at. And then the neighbor, they have a grass strip that is was a grass waterway, and it splits the property line. And then the neighbors decided to ride a 4-wheeler down it when it's raining, and is going to rut it up and damage it. And so I didn't know if you'd talked to them and told them to quit it, or does the drainage board need to talk to them? And
Yeah, I have not spoken with him.
Uh-huh.
He's, they're not the most pleasant of neighbors to have out there.
So it'd probably be better if it came from us.
Yeah.
And not
Yeah.
her,
right.
because she has to live by it.
Yeah.
And that's what I'd like to do.
I would appreciate that.
Yeah. At the board's direction, I'll go out and you know, I can knock on the door, look at it, tell them who we are, and give them a copy of the code about not tearing that waterway up in that easement. Cause it'll set, it takes a little water off the north side of 38th Street and then, there's some, dirt or stuff, something that needs moved where it's slowing down and not getting into the Solms ditch that's in the back of her property. There is $4,681 in the fund. One lady down on 400 had a request to remove a little bit of brush that's in the ditch. That's not gonna, that project's been, the other neighbor didn't want to do anything on the north side, so I don't think we're gonna spend a whole lot of money down there. It'll just be how far this $4,681 can go, but I'll look at it real quick in the near future. And if you want to bring your pictures up, show them to the chairman right here in the middle.
Okay. Does this ditch collect?
Yeah,
How much?
well, there's $4,681 in there now, but it doesn't collect a whole lot.
How you doing?
Good, so that's a picture
Yes, that's
from
just from
our
the
front
first
driveway.
day of
Look,
rain
this is
last
200
week.
right here.
Those pictures, that was
Okay.
the first day that it rained. If we get 2 or 3 days in a row, it did 10 times
So
worse.
this is
than that.
looking at, I'm standing on 200, looking down that little ditchway where we wanted to talk to the neighbors. That's directly looking down at it. And then, this is a small video, it's only about a minute, and it shows, this is probably a 3-foot culvert, it's pretty big. And then, the ditch isn't really even there anymore.
Is that the ditch that Holloway worked on for us?
Yeah,
and that's
yeah,
that?
he was across the lane, and this is on the other side of the lane, but see, there was 2 of these, this is a grass swale, it doesn't get as much water as the other one did, and it's supposed to be mobile. Now, he's got his 4-wheeler in there and rutted it up a little bit, right?
Yeah. But it still doesn't drain into, what, is it called the Solm ditch?
Psalms, yeah.
Solms ditch?
Yeah, there probably obstructions right here, it looks like it's going uphill.
Yeah, they're toward the back.
Yeah, I've got it all the way to there, like I say, it's only another 30
But
seconds.
that about
Is
spreads,
it supposed to be flowing that way or back?
no, it's supposed to be flowing from 38th Street south.
Okay, so it should be
This is-
flowing.
This is facing south,
Yeah.
yes.
So it's kind of plugged up there.
That kind of makes
He's
it
turning his
L there.
4-wheeler, yeah, see, look, he's turning his 4-wheeler right here.
L there, that kind
And
of.
then here's the Solm ditch.
That it only pulls in 20.
That's supposed to be mowable.
How much is
Drive
it?
with
And then if you look back at it, it's towards 38th
Yeah.
Street.
And it
It's really not
was
even a ditch anymore.
so bad last year, it was hard to keep it.
And then on this side, this would be, there's a small piece of property to get to the acreage in the back.
$1 an acre,
And then
$5
that's the
minimum.
Solm ditch looking east.
Okay.
That would be looking west. This is our neighbor to the east who had the last
stone.
rip rock done.
Yeah.
And then that was supposed to be the next one in line, but apparently there was some kind of rock problem as far as the quality of the rocks.
We ran
There was a
out of money.
lawsuit
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, we
So,
ran out of
so we had thought we were next. And then if we'd like to do it like that, but even on the side of the road, it's still pretty plugged up. And that would be looking at east, but on our side without the rip rock, and then there's ours without any of the rock.
Yeah, that's the open ditch in the back part.
We're very concerned about the mosquitoes. That has COPD and any kind of complication would be super serious for us. And it also, it floods out the whole front yard, when it's a big rain. And what else can I provide you with, or?
That's good.
Okay, all right. Well, we're very grateful for you to hear our case, and how would we find out the results?
Stick around a couple minutes.
Stick around a couple minutes, okay? That'll work.
Could, you give a good contact phone number? This is Drainage Board Secretary Mary.
Hi.
Hi.
Here's one mine,
Okay.
So,
Here's one of my cards.
Did-
you know.
Okay.
you say Holloway or
Call the
somebody
number
put
under
this
that reaches the
grass
surveyor's
strip
office.
in
We're all
privately or?
No,
Okay.
that was done,
Holloway to do
Ms. Wiesner? Is that how you say it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
right, across the driveway on the neighbors, and then it goes on to her. No, this was done, I forget the contractor, it was done about 85, 86. Stan Hyatt, the county engineer, was the engineer, but we designed these 2 fingers to come up to drain that water. She's just supposed to have a grass swale in between her house and the neighbors. And with the 4-wheeler wanting to run down through there when it's raining, it's gonna need a little shaping and a little grass seed. It won't be a whole lot of work. And
Yeah, it
then,
just needs
depend-
dredged.
Huh?
It just needs dredged out through
Yeah.
there even it back out to let it drain properly?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want
And then
those
dip
pictures?
out the ditch a little bit behind her. Maybe if it's eroded real bad, put some riprap on the bank to protect that.
Or email?
Well,
You can email them to me.
Okay,
if
sure,
you
I'll
don't
email
do
it to you.
maintenance on it,
And, well, it's on there.
It's on the card, talking about mosquitoes.
Yeah.
That's why it don't get the
What,
kid out
what,
there.
what it's about, or?
And if
But
we
this
don't
would
have,
just-
Oh, that's fine, because I'll,
Okay.
we
but
don't
yeah,
have
you can
enough money to
email
do
me
it, they're gonna have to
picture,
even
I'll
increase
print
the
them
maintenance.
in a
Okay,
file.
cool, okay.
And,
Money will be coming out of the Psalms ditch is where the money will be coming.
Song stage.
Okay.
So what do you recommend, Jim?
just to give me the authority to go tell the people to
Okay.
quit running that four-wheeler
SOLM.
down through there.
SOL.
And I'll bring a copy of the code if
Alright.
somebody will answer the door, otherwise I'll mail them a letter.
941-769-0261.
Because the property line splits that, so we'll be actually working on their property just a little bit too. And somebody like Andy Ricker, that'd be a good contractor that, you know, he could do it for about the most reasonable rate.
So how
He
much,
lives right out there just down the road.
how much does it bring in?
It brings in $1 an acre, excuse me, $1 an acre, $5 minimum, 713 a year. And it's shut off because the limit is 28.55 and right now it has 46.81.
So we're at a point where we need to do work in order to get this started again.
And they have to have a hearing and
Raise the taxes,
Raise that.
it's tax.
they wanna fix it, they have to pay for it.
We've done some work over the years for erosion control down at 400 East. Other than that, we haven't spent any money other than what we got stuck with, you know, fixing up on east of their property.
So
Maybe the guy that runs a four-wheeler, if he continues to run it, have to send him a bill.
well, our first point is we want to authorize Jim to go out and talk to the fellow. And then are we asking for a quote on that repair?
Yeah, I'd like to look at it and then take contractor Andy Rickner over there to look at it,
Okay.
see what needs done.
So kind of twofold, asking Jim to go out, contact this fellow that's tearing things up.
Did we ever get that deal settled with Holloway? Who cleaned that mess up?
It wasn't them.
I think
No, it
he
wasn't
did.
Holloway.
You did?
Dave, I think Dave's got it. I think
Think
Dave,
right.
Been too long ago.
because I bid on it, and Dave's underbid me, which shocked me.
I can tell you.
I make a motion that we allow Jim to contact the neighbor on the four-wheeler riding and to give us a recommendation on the work that needs done on
And
this.
the Indiana Drainage Code will have it in there. If you tear stuff up, you can be
Right.
required to fix it. So I'll highlight that.
That'll, yeah.
Second.
long ago?
2 seconds, so.
Okay, so Mr. Cox made the motion,
17, I'm sorry,
and then
17.
you guys fight it out. Who did that second?
Rock, paper, scissors?
Who did the second? I'm sorry.
Yes,
Pat,
Pat did the second for us then. All right. All right, one more time, where this motion is authorizing the surveyor to go to talk to the four-wheeler, the owner, indicating what state law says, asking him to cease and desist on that, and to get us a quote on that repair. Correct. All right.
Motion.
Any other discussion? All in favor would say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, no. Abstaining? It's unanimous. We're in business.
Did you
All
get
right,
Mary's
thank you.
contact number?
Yeah, I've got it.
Okay.
And he's gonna email me the pictures and I'll print them up.
Hopefully, we'll get this resolved without too much frustration.
I hope so. And thank you very much for dealing with the neighbor guy, that I don't have to do that.
yeah,
All right, we're going to the Thornhill edition. That's Dollar Lake and Karen Lewis water problem.
Well, I've looked at that split and, you know, I just had to look at a map before I could approve the split, and the split's okay. Split
So what are we, they're not here.
Well, area plan was asking if the split, we had the drainage board approval for a split. You don't, I got a picture here to show them that, that's the parcel at the end of the road.
Is that the picture we have?
No, I'll send it around, I only made one of these.
That's what I thought.
And the split, how many acres was the split, or what was the distance, Ryan?
What are we talking about?
Shame on you.
That Thornhill addition, that split's gonna be okay. They don't affect anything. It
Okay.
doesn't involve a county ditch, and the split's okay.
Okay.
Just wanna report to the board and you that
So do we need any type of affirmation back to the area plan commission, or did you just need to know that on a general knowledge?
Yeah, well, usually you guys would send us the okay, wouldn't you?
We can do that.
Well, when we get the new software, you'll just be able to click it and it'll send it back automatically, but I'm trying to remember what you're talking about.
if they vote on it, then Mary can put it in the minutes, and you'll have those minutes as a record that the split has been approved by the drainage board.
That'll work.
I'm gonna take this picture around just to show the chairman,
Yeah.
the splits, the lady lives here just dead end road, the split's like this, comes down. See that little track right there? There's a drainage inlet, and when I talked to this lady about a year ago, there's a tile that goes over here to an outlet. And that drains this pond this swampy hole right here. If you don't maintain that, now she hired Andy Rickner, and he went over between her and his son, and they got it working. But somebody has to go on the neighbor's property and work on that and maintain it. Otherwise, water gets up over this road and it gets over their driveway. But the split's not affected by any county drain.
This is a split over here.
Is that a county highway or what?
No, it's a county dead end road, 662 south, 600 east, goes to Ivanhoe's, it's right off the page here. And 1050 east. But it doesn't affect any county road or county drain, and the split's gonna be
They're gonna
okay.
be back in a few years and say, we got water problems again, how do we handle it?
Well, that property's high, and won't have problems.
Well, you know how you draw.
So,
The two neighbors there at the end, they know they need to work and keep that
Open.
open. There's no record of it being a county drain, it's whoever probably made the subdivision years ago, put it in to drain the little swamp into the big swamp.
All we're concerned with is that there's no county drainage in the split.
Right.
So we just need to realize that we find no problem, that no county drains are affected by this split, and they have our approval.
Would you email me back?
Art,
Yes, sir.
I just got with Brenda. She filled me back in on what was going on. This was basically, it started as a replat for a subdivision, which is why it generated an okay or approval down to you guys. But we're just doing a standard split now. So we wouldn't have to send it out for all the approvals. Something got messed up there in the middle, but it's good to hear we're okay anyway.
So we don't need a.
So we don't need to have anything memorialized, we're good.
Right.
Okay. Appreciate the
Yeah,
update, Ryan.
Yeah, I turned my paper back in that I didn't object to this split. I've already turned it in to you guys.
All right, we're good then.
We're good.
Any other business?
Ryan
Yes.
approved, his office approved this thing for Ott splitting all that property. You aware of it?
For Ott,
Out there, Bocock Development.
hold on, let me get Brenda back in here.
It's actually in his wife's name now.
Yeah.
Guess what?
If that helps him to find it, it's in his wife's name.
He's did what he needed to do through the auditor's office.
Well,
Who
we
approved
wanna
the
make
split?
sure that we've got that easement and so forth down through that tile, or that open ditch, in case we ever have to work on
Didn't she?
We've got our county easement there.
it.
Our county easement still exists.
I know,
He split off some property that split off the easement as his own parcel number, the way I understood.
but I understand that they approved it. And really, we should have known about it.
It might help for us to know, but the easement's ours no matter
No matter
who's
what.
got the property around it.
And Raymond, look, and the bill is on her, right? Now,
The bill's on the
it's
big
on
piece.
her 2023 tax bill.
Yeah, when April showed it to us, it was a big section that it was.
And, you know, name change don't really affect it. It's
It still
because,
goes with the
It
mill.
goes with the property.
right, the one we took to court. It's the parent track and them other ones are split off.
It just been nice if we'd known about it.
Yeah.
The way they split that thing off, cause basically the way I understand it, they kinda tried to follow the ditch line, easement or whatever.
So
Have
does
you seen
our next letter go to Connie? Are we dealing with her now?
And then
Yeah, because Bill cut through
they
subdivision.
split it off in 3 pieces, basically.
Maybe it should be easier to get along.
You'll know it.
She's up front with a customer right now.
And I didn't bring that piece of paper. It showed the split or the first part of it that was supposed to follow the creek. It's actually, have you seen it, Pat?
Well, I just pulled it up on Elevate.
Okay.
Meanders right there.
Yeah.
It's just off the highway on Bocock,
It
Ryan,
actually shows.
on the south side of Bocock, not too far from
It's
the
weird,
highway.
because they like.
It's like
Trying to get there.
60
But when you
acre,
click on it, you get
60
both
acre
sides.
plot of that nature size.
But it's like they showed the easement or something on the creek.
And then where it ends up, that's not even the creek. The creek's going this way. It
Somehow
ends
they
up-
got a split on that property and divided it by mapping out the ditch.
It looks screwed.
So now there's a parcel that goes through there all crooked and cuts that property in half somehow.
But that's just been surveyed on paper. That line hadn't actually been put through there.
It's still apparently one piece of property.
Didn't area planning approve it?
I assume it got recorded in the auditor's office.
I'm trying, Brenda's with a customer right now. She dealt with it. She gets done here pretty quick. I'll get her. I'm trying to think, did we not,
And we can talk.
did I not bring that to you guys? If I'm thinking it's the same property, when you guys were dealing with that, I thought I brought it to your guys' attention that it was in the process. Am I thinking of the wrong property here?
I don't remember.
I thought I remembered him saying that. Ryan, if you wouldn't mind, we'll just take about 10 minutes or so next meeting and clear up any questions that we've got on this parcel, maybe even get you and Deb down here so that we can put that to bed, because I'm sure we're still gonna have some shenanigans going on, or at least attempts at shenanigans for a while.
Yeah, I'm when that came about, I'm pretty sure I brought it to your guys' attention, but it seems like it's been a couple of months ago that they were looking at doing something there.
I don't remember hearing nothing about it.
But
I remember when McCoy was in here.
Yeah.
And we found out that he owns, or was supposed to own the South half, which now is in somebody else's name. It's in a,
It's in his dad's, it goes to his dad's property.
Yeah.
The taxes do.
yeah, so,
If I'm not mistaken, they were gonna try to again, I'm trying to remember, but it seems like they were cutting that off to build a house or something back there.
Well, it's a game.
Good reason.
And there's a bunch of money that's involved in it. And we want our money.
We've got 97,000 we're anticipating, right?
Yes.
Right.
It should be more, but that's all we get.
Yep.
And if he's switched this surveying to the other parcel, he's probably thinking, well, if I don't pay it, they can just have the ditch easement parcel. But the court proceedings and all that predated that.
Yep.
And the parent tract should be the one that counts, and if we've got to get our attorney involved again.
Well, they shouldn't be able to sell or change the parcels until this deal of ours is cleaned up.
Technically, the litigation's over, so it's not tied up in
We
court.
want it.
Now he's just not necessarily paying his taxes yet, so we'll
It'll
see.
just go for tax.
It's not due yet.
Yeah, technically.
Not
it's
due till
not.
May.
I think his surveyor's looking for a loophole.
Yeah.
His surveyor's gonna run into another brick wall with us, so.
They haven't been in there for a long time, have they?
Actually, Randy was in to the commissioners meeting on a variance or something. Hey, guess what, fellas? I'm looking for a Johnson motion.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
There's a motion. Mr. Kate, second, Mr. Goff. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, it is carried. Thank you.
So we talked about how many times the delinquent before we have tax sale on this property.
Is it 3 payments or 3 years?
Regular taxes is 3